Welcome back to the Sunday Night Life, and today we'll continue reading from my Christian book, Taste and See that the Lord is Good. I will be reading today from pages 9 to 13, and I hope that you will follow me. So, chapter 2, Who can taste and see that the Lord is good? When I started writing this book, the first question that came to my mind was, who can taste and see that the Lord is good? The answer to this question is found in the command that Jesus gave to his disciples, as is read in Matthew chapter 28, verses 16 to 20. Then the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. When they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. People from all nations, everyone is to have this opportunity to taste and see that the Lord is good. Everyone must have the opportunity to recognize him, be blessed by him, and take refuge in him. People are waiting to hear and know the truth. Jesus specified that all nations are to hear and to know him. Jesus desires to have disciples from all nations. Jesus wants everyone to know him in a personal way. Jesus wants everyone to know him in a personal way. The love of his Father is for all people in all nations. This opportunity to taste and see that the Lord is good is for everyone. Yet, it is still not known by all people. This reality could be because although certain people have attempted and had the opportunity to taste and see that the Lord is good, they have decided to go their own way, refusing to know Jesus in a personal way. In these situations, Jesus still loves and cares for each person, and still desires that every individual would return to him to find refuge and to be blessed. In Mark chapter 6, verses 34, we read that when Jesus landed and saw a large crowd, he had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he began teaching them many things. This particular verse reminds me very much of today's society and makes me reflect upon it. It seems that even today a big number of people are like sheep without a shepherd, not knowing what they want from life and what life is all about. Today's society is built on individualism, on an attitude as if each person knows it all. There exists lack of trust and obedience, and respect seems to be something of the past or old-fashioned. In such an atmosphere, one will find it hard to believe and have faith in Jesus, to taste and see that the Lord is good. Upon seeing the people like sheep without a shepherd, Jesus had compassion for them. He loved these people and wanted the best for them. Embraced by the power of the Holy Spirit, Jesus began teaching them many things. One might reflect and ask, but who were the people in the crowd described as sheep without a shepherd? In my opinion, that crowd was composed of a mixture of people. People who were curious who Jesus was, sinners, unhappy people, people with doubts about their faith, and some who had started to believe in him and followed him later in their lives. Is this not the same situation also occurring in today's society? Jesus was there for them. Jesus was there to bring hope to them, to teach them about the loving Father, to be their shepherd. Jesus was after the sinner, the broken-hearted, the poor, the lonely, the sick. Jesus was there for all. Jesus knew what his mission was for the salvation of people. He knew that the people needed to taste and see that the Lord is good, in order to accept and have faith in him, and to accept the salvation he was bringing to the people. Jesus knew that if the broken-hearted, the poor, the sinners, and all those in danger of losing their soul would believe in him, they would find refuge in him. He knew that if these people would make an effort in their lives to seek him, to cast all their burdens upon him, to know him in a personal way, they would find happiness in him. Jesus knew that by following him and giving their lives to him, by renouncing all their disbelief and sin, by putting their trust in him, they would be embraced by the loving Father. This is also true for today's society. The loving Father wants to embrace each one of us. He wants us to taste and see that the Lord is good. If you are weary and burdened, Jesus is calling you to go to him to give you rest. One of the Bible verses which most people know and which also played an important part in my life to accept Jesus is, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This verse from Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 strikes many people in their heart. Many people can relate to this verse. I too can relate easily to it. Who has not been weary or burdened in his life? Who has not tried to find rest in the middle of difficult circumstances in life and still has to live with problematic situations? Just think about broken families all around the world, workers who are abused by being underpaid, people who are suffering from all sorts of domestic violence, those who are homeless, those who are drug addicts. Jesus calls all those of us who are weary and burdened to go to him. His promises of giving us rest. Rest from all the worries and burdens of life. Rest from all difficult situations one would ever hope of being free from. Isn't this what most people are after today? To have rest? People search different things and ways to obtain rest. People are ready to pay big sums of money to obtain rest. But do they truly find it? Do they succeed in finding it through what the world offers? Have you ever found true rest in worldly things? Have these worldly things sustained you to grow in your spiritual life and know God in a personal way? To obtain rest is only possible through him. Jesus is the way to salvation. It is through him that we can obtain true rest. To know Jesus in a personal way is the key to obtain rest from all worries and burdens of life. It does not mean that having a personal relationship with Jesus, one will not face any worries or burdens. It means that through his grace, God will give you rest even in the midst of all worries and burdens. And he will give you the strength to love your neighbor. God's grace will bring us to taste and see that the Lord is good and put us on the way to salvation. I will continue reading from this book, Taste and See that the Lord is Good, in my next episode of Sunday Night Live. I hope to see you once again, and until we meet again, God bless you, take care, and be safe.